What's going on, guys? Welcome to my channel. I just finished my very first shift doing Amazon Flex, and boy did I learn a lot in just a few hours. I'm going to be going over all the mistakes I made today so that you don't have to, along with what to expect on your very first day. So let's get started. The very first mistake I made was showing up to the Amazon warehouse way too early. The app and the onboarding process recommended that you show up like 5 to 15 minutes early. I showed up 25 minutes early. I didn't think it was going to be a big deal at all because it was my first day. I wanted to give myself a lot of time to make mistakes and know where everything is, but that was a mistake. Well, it turns out you actually can't check in too early. I pulled up to the ramp, the entrance, and the lady told me that, and she had me pull over to the side and wait 10 minutes and told me to come back to her when it's time so I can show her my app and my ID so she can scan the back of it. So I sat there for 10 minutes as I watched other drivers pull up, get their phone scanned, and go where they need to go. So just show up 10 minutes before your shift. So how it works is you pull up to the entrance of the warehouse and you show the attendant your Amazon Flex app, and so they can confirm that you have a shift coming up, and then you give them your driver's license so they can scan the back of it, and then they'll tell you to park to an open or available parking spot nearby, and you'll sit in your car and wait till you get a notification on your phone. You're gonna get a notification once you get a set of deliveries assigned to you. Remember the 4 to 5 digit alphanumeric code, which actually represents the group of deliveries that's assigned to you. So when you get that notification, walk over to the station where all the drivers are getting their carts, which are preloaded with the deliveries. Look for the cart with your code that's on it, and then roll it back over to your car. Make sure that you don't get someone else's cart. All the packages should be labeled and should match the names and quantity that's on your app. So once you make sure you got the right cart, roll it over to your car, start loading, and you'll be on your way. As soon as I started loading the back of my car, I realized that I made my second biggest mistake of the day, which is clearing the back of my SUV so it's completely flat. I was under the impression that I'll just be throwing regular Amazon packages in there, but the shift or block that I chose is Amazon Prime Now, which involves me delivering groceries to people's houses. So a lot of the items can't tip over, and I had 22 packages earlier to deliver to 7 locations. So I had no way of sorting that. You want some way to be able to group the packages together according to the stops that you're making, and also some way to keep them right side up to keep them from potentially tipping over and spilling. I saw some drivers have like collapsible boxes and separators in the back of their trunk, so that was definitely a good idea. I wish I had today. I'm definitely gonna have before my next shift. I also saw some drivers that had collapsible carts that they put in their trunk, which definitely would have helped out a lot on my first delivery, which was 6 packages to 1 location, and it was an apartment complex. So I had to go back and forth to my car and to the person's front door multiple times to make sure that she got all the deliveries safely, because I didn't want to spill anything trying to carry 6 bags at one time. I wish I had some sort of cart or basket. Speaking of my first delivery, this is where I made my third biggest mistake today, which is forgetting to scan the deliveries before I handed them over. I was a little nervous and just wanted to put my focus on getting the correct packages to this first person, that when I got back to my car and I reopened the app, it prompted me to scan all the packages that I'm going to be handing over, which I no longer had. Without scanning the packages, you can't actually mark them as completed, just like that. So I couldn't even proceed to my next set of deliveries or next task. So I had to contact Amazon Flex support. Luckily, they got back to me very quickly, and they walked me through how to enter the package details manually on the application and one by one and mark them as completed. So once I had that done, then I was able to proceed with the next set of deliveries. So if you have any issues or you run into any problems, don't hesitate to contact Amazon Flex support. Luckily, the rest of my deliveries went very smoothly with no hiccups, though I did have to cut my day to one shift rather than 2 3-hour shifts because of my fourth mistake, which is forgetting to bring a charger and cable. I know it's a very rookie mistake. I was a little overconfident with my phone being able to last the whole day, because it usually does. I never have issues with battery life, but I underestimated that when you have the app open for 3-4 hours in a row, it definitely drains a lot of the batteries. So make sure that you bring yourself a charger, cable, and also get yourself a phone mount. You might think it's easy to go one location at a time with your phone on your lap or your center console, but it's so much easier when you're in the city to have the phone mounted higher up, closer to your line of sight. You also don't know where you're going to be delivering packages. So just because you select a warehouse located in an area that you're very familiar with doesn't mean that you're going to be delivering packages around that area. So I actually picked up all my packages in Springfield, Virginia, which is where I grew up and I'm very familiar with it. But then it prompted me to go to Northeast DC, which is like 20 something, 30 miles away from where the warehouse is. And I was not expecting to go in the city at all. So the phone mount definitely could have helped me out today. So be prepared and just have all the tools that you need to make the day go by easier and more efficiently. You'll be more comfortable working more shifts per day, and most importantly, making more money. I'm not going to go over how much money I made in this shift just yet. I'm going to be going over that in the next video. I want to get a couple more shifts in to get a real idea of how much you can really make doing this. If you found today's video to be helpful in any way, do me a favor and hit that like button. It definitely helps out my channel. And if you want to know where to get all the items that I recommended, check out the links in my description. If you like this kind of content, or if you're interested in driving for Amazon Flex and want to learn more about the process, consider subscribing to my channel. But for today, this is going to be it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.